Hello everyone, my name is Santiago Jose Guerrero and today I want to talk about my experience as an English learning and how the idea of sounding like a native speaker has affected my learning process. We also about the talk, we also about the pronunciation versus the accent and the importance of the accommodation skills in EFL learning. The myth that affected me the most. The myth that affected me the most was believing that I need to sound like a native speaker to speak English correctly. Because of the idea, I feel insecure when speaking English. I was afraid of making mistakes or having a Spanish accent. Sometimes I about participating in conversation because I thought my English was not good enough. This mainly affect my speaking confidence and fluency. I focus too much on sounding perfect instead of communicating. With time, I understand that the English is a global language and many people speak it with different accents. Now I believe that being understood is more important than sounding native. This new perspective helped me feel more confident and participate more in English conversation. The pronunciation versus accent. Between pronunciation and accent, my priority has been pronunciation. I think pronunciation is more important because it helps communicate an accent and is part of the identify and first language, but bad pronunciation helps other people understand us clearly. To improve my importance, I usually listen to music, pro, podcasts, and videos in English. I also repeat words and phrases aloud and practice speaking whenever possible. My goal is not to completely change my accent, but to communicate it clearly and confident. And finally, I have the accommodation skills. In my opinion, the most useful accommodation skills are active listening, clarification, and paraphrasing. Um, these skills help learners continue communication even when they do not know a word or do not understand something. For example, asking someone to repeat the information, explaining ideas using different words, or listening carefully to understand the context. I think learners should first develop and listening skill, the clarification strategy, and finally fluency and paraphrasing. My advice is to focus on communication instead of perfection. Mistakes are normal, and confidence improves with practice. In my conclusion, I learned that speak English is not about sounding like a native speaker. It is about communication effectively, being confident, and continuing to improve little by little. Thank you for watching.